Gypsy Man, and we're back with our Glock 30 build, and we're going to now assemble the parts into the frame and the trigger, and we'll be done with this video. But you can see my workspace is, it may look like a mess, but it's actually, I know exactly where everything is, and it's pretty organized, to be honest with you. I got about 3 guns to work with today. Went shooting today and I shot a few hundred rounds out of each of my guns. Now this the Gen 3 is very different from the newer Generation 5. And it just has a smaller notch here, and it has a different type of spring. And it's very easy to put in and off. Take out and put back in. So all you gotta do is you're gonna have the notch pointed towards the back. You're gonna slide this in, and you're gonna press down on the spring. And you're gonna push up. Push up as you bring it up. Let's get a smaller tool. Now we got everything. You're just gonna push in and push down at the same time. It's not hard at all to do. It usually doesn't take me this long to do it, but it is what it is. So there we go. And there we're done. All right. Very easy to change, and I'm telling you, a necessary change, and it's so positive. It's just something, why not? It only costs a couple dollars. It's not expensive at all. And we're gonna put our trigger spring back on. And remember, we're gonna have the trigger spring. It's gonna lock onto this, pointing down, okay? It's gonna point down as we have it here. And we get it back on our housing. We're just gonna hook it. And we hook it, and we have it back together. And there you have it. All right, easy enough. We're gonna put our connector on there, cleaned and polished. I polished the whole thing. I know you don't have to, but I do. Put it back on, and we're gonna lube it. All right, simple as that. And I've done these builds before. And if you know, you go back through some of the videos, you get to see how easy it is to maintain this Glock. It's so simple. Once you got it, you know, people may be scared to go into it and, you know, change some things up, and they got to take it to an armor, which, you know, they're going to tell you you should take it to an armor. Well, I'm here to tell you that maybe you should turn into a little self-armor and start armoring your own stuff. If you have the know-how, I'm going to tell you the secret also to, you can go get yourself a couple of blocks. You know, I got quite a few. I got some for the 2011, you know, 1911. But to be honest with you, I hardly use them. I use my tape right here. My little tape stand. That's what I'm gonna do. And you just go. You just put things back together, and you assemble things, and you know, you're pretty much good to go. Learning how to take things apart. Easy as that. Now, one thing I will tell you is that you got to put, for the Gen 3, Gen 4s, you got to put the top spring. I mean the top, you're going to put the top pin in first, because you're going to have to slide the, and we make sure it's the same on both sides, of course. You're going to have to slide the slide release, slide stop, slide release into play. Underneath of that, get the new one out, the new extended one. We got that knob on there. So you're gonna have to slide it underneath here, underneath the bar, underneath here. And that's the correct way of installing the slide. But I'm looking at this spring and I don't like that. It's a little off from the factory. So we're gonna just straighten that out a little bit. Because if you look at the factory one, the spring is directly over, and this one is kind of pointing to the inside. So we're just gonna turn it. There we go. Let's turn it. Okay, good. So we got that straight. And we're just gonna put it in. Okay, easy as that. And we make sure we look through the hole to see if we see space, equal light. Then we're gonna take our pen and we're gonna put it through everything, of course. And we're just gonna tap it. We're just gonna tap it in. It doesn't take any time to get these guns back in play. So we got our trigger, we got our slide release. Everything is working the way it needs to. You're looking at it, making sure everything looks like it's supposed to look. Let's get our magazine. The magazine falls out the way it needs to. We're always looking at checks because, you know, these Gen 3, Gen 4s, you got to make sure you do function checks on these things because they're very finicky compared to the Gen 5. Put a little lube on there. And people like to go in here and change these springs out, but if you don't put the right combo of spring on there, I'm telling you, it will not work. You're going to have yourself a problem. And you can learn that the hard way. So you can't just change one spring and not change the other. So you change this spring, you're going to have to change the firing pin spring. You just have to. It's just a balance on these Glocks. So we got everything assembled. We are mating the slide. The slide in the frame. Feels good. Trigger feels like a Gen 3 trigger. I'm not even gonna start with a Gen 3 trigger. But for this gun, unload it, clear. For this gun, it's an improvement, but it still feels like a Gen 3 trigger. So this gun's complete. I mean, I didn't have much to say today, to be honest with you. I just wanted to jump on here, make a quick video, show you what I've been working on, and you know, just go through things, you know, and show you what's going on. So that completes our build. Until the next video, Gypsy Man, and I'm out.